In this video, we'll continue working with the Shopcart application we set up in the last video. We'll build action creators, which are functions that help us create action payloads that can be dispatched from the catalog section of our app. We'll also build upon the base reducer function we made earlier. The catalog section of our app features a list of products and filter buttons for departments or categories of products. We thus need two major mutation capabilities here. When a filter button is clicked, we need to set a flag named filter to the name of the department or category. Likewise, clicking on the clear filter button should reset the filter flag to null. The actual filtering of data can be done on the fly, and we don't need to do anything in Redux to that effect. So we'll build two actions, namely set_filter and clear_filter, and we'll consequently equip our catalog reducer function to mutate the filter property when these actions are dispatched by our buttons on the UI. In this video, we'll build the actions and the reducer capabilities, but we'll do the actual connectivity with React components in the next video. Now, you can continue working with the app from the previous video, if you please, or you can download the project from this link. This is our catalog reducer as it stands at the moment. We are just returning the state which we initially set using this dataset here. Before we work on the reducer, let's build our actions for setting and clearing the filter flag. I'll create a folder in my store directory named Actions. Here, I'll create a file named catalogactions.js. What we'll build here are factory functions that can dispatch actions. Let's build our first function, and I'll explain what we are doing here. I'll export a function named setFilter, which accepts the name of a department and returns back a fully formed action object where the type is set to set_filter and the filter property is set to the name of the department. This is known as an action creator, a factory function that makes it easy to build an action. Note that this function doesn't dispatch the action, but simply builds the dispatch payload for us. We can then use this function in our components to dispatch the action when needed. The benefit of action creators is that you can separate the intricacies of the actual action from the components where they will be dispatched from. Now, when the set_filter action is dispatched, we have to handle it in the reducer. So in our catalog reducer, we'll use a switch statement on the action.type property, because type is where we name our actions, or more appropriately, our state mutations. So when the action received is set_filter, we want to return the state where we'll keep everything as is, except that we'll set the filter property to action.filter, which is our payload from this action. The spread operator will ensure all parts of the state stay intact except the one we are mutating. So when the setFilter is dispatched, the setFilter case in our reducer does its job and sets the filter flag. Now likewise, we'll build an action creator for clearing the filter. You'll notice we don't have any payload here in the action because we don't need one. It is just an intention and instruction to the reducer to reset the filter flag to null. The return object from the reducer optimistically replaces the existing contents of the state. So if you don't use the spread operator here, you'll replace the current state with just the filter flag set to null. In short, you lose the products and the departments arrays. And before you forget, you must include a default case where you're returning the state as is. Without this, your app won't see any data at all. So that's it for the catalog reducer and action creators. But this has no impact on the actual React app. We have not interfaced the catalog component to Redux so far. So let's do that in the next video as we use the connect higher order component from Redux.